students, how are you? This is Mohammed bin Zakur, English teacher from Muslim High School and shop delegation. And today I'm going to be teaching you vocabulary related to health to Common Core students. Well, when I started with the expression how are you, automatically I asked about your health, right? Okay, when someone asks you about your health, automatically you respond by what? I'm fine, I'm good, fine. But today, we're not talking about someone who's feeling good or who's feeling fine, but we're gonna be talking about someone who is sick. And this is the most famous excuse for some students when the teachers ask their students, hey, why were you absent last time? They say, oh teacher, I'm sorry, I was sick. Good. So sick, as you can see here, there, so you can see we have the word sick, and sick means ill. This is, as you can see, adjective. The noun is sickness or illness, and the plural form is sicknesses, illnesses. So today we're gonna be studying words related to sicknesses and illnesses. So look at the pictures shown or given. You will see different names. Now let's have a look together. Each one of them is suffering from something special, right? Now, let's go one by one. Well, this is the correction. As you can see here, those three people, they have, first one, toothache, headache, backache. As you can see, all the three finished with ache. And ache means pain. We don't say back pain, tooth pain. It doesn't match. Automatically, we say backache, toothache, headache. Good. Now, let's move on to next one. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot about stomach ache. It has to do with stomach. Okay, stomach ache. And the last one is earache. You have pain in your ear. Good. Next one is, you got it? It's asthma. Well, British asthma, Americans say asthma, but it's okay. Asthma is, let's say, a disease even, or very bad sickness. People who have difficulty in breathing. So the word is to breathe. And this is a verb. Breathe. Okay? But the noun is the breath. To breathe, and the noun is the breath. Good. Let's move on to number 9. As you can see, cold, and 14, flu. They're almost the same. There's a little difference between both. Most of people have cold and flu because, how do we know that? Because they start coughing to cough. to cough, and sometimes they sneeze. They sneeze, okay? And the temperature is either high than 37 degrees Celsius or less, okay? So either they have fever more than 37 degrees Celsius, or less, it's called cold. Now, let's move on to where? I just forgot to tell you. Well, look with me here. What's happening to her nose? You see? It's runny nose. Like here, when someone sneezes, what is it? What? 12. When we sneeze, we have a runny nose. Automatically, we need Kleenex. Okay? Runny nose. What is the opposite? Oh, opposite is when we have difficulty to breathe from our nose. It's hard. You can't. We call it stuffy nose. Okay? Runny nose, stuffy nose. Good? Fine. Now, let's move on to next ones. All right, look here. Cut or injury. Sometimes when you are in the kitchen, mom or dad or whoever in the kitchen, trying to cook something and they're trying to chop up some vegetables like tomato, onion, whatever, and they cut their finger. Oh, what happens? Blood. Here we say, oh, I cut my finger. Fine. Or I have an injury. Next one. Look here. I'm sorry. Speaking of blood. Is the noun, and the verb is to bleed. Look at his nose. There is blood. It's red. Blood in his nose. What do we say here? Oh, I have nose bleeding. Okay, nose bleeding. So I have blood out of my nose. Next one. Look at this person. His leg is broken. A lot of players in football, when they play, they have their legs broken. They can't walk anymore. Matter of time to get cured or healed. Next one, we have the word vomit. Okay? I know it's bad. I know, but it's something natural. When we feel bad, we vomit. In English, we say another verb that means vomit, which is to throw up. It's like when you are at home, you feel something bad inside and you say, oh, I think I'm gonna throw up. I think I'm gonna throw up. Another verb, which is a little high level, we say to puke. Okay? Now, let's move on. Next one is, so we said fever before, when your temperature is high. Black eye or bruise. Sometimes when you're having a fight with someone, which is not good, by the way, or by accident, you have a black eye, which means the color of your eye is black. But in our Darija, we say blue, but it's okay, same context. Here, we say, oh, I have a bruise. I have bruise. My eye is bruised. My eye is bruised. Next one, sprain. Sometimes when your foot twists or get twisted, you feel like you can't walk or you barely walk, and then you gotta make a bandage. Automatically feel, oh, I have a sprain. I have a sprain in my ankle. Sprain. And then rash. What is rash? Sometimes when we have those red pimples in our face, okay, they are itchy. You want to, they are itchy, okay. Fine, what do we say? I have rash, okay? Like nowadays what's happening, like there is measles, measles, okay. Now, dizzy. What do we say? Oh, I feel like, oh, I'm dizzy. I am dizzy. And dizzy means vertigo. Dizzy is an adjective and vertigo is a noun. We say I feel dizzy, and here we say I have vertigo. Okay? Next one, sore. Sore is another word for pain and for ache, but we don't use it as much as ache or pain sometimes. Now, sore throat. We're not talking about tonsillitis. We're talking only about sore throat. I have a pain in my throat. Okay? Good. And then we have sore eye. Sometimes your eye becomes red. You don't feel good. Okay? We say I have a sore eyes. Next one. We talked before about broken leg. Now we're talking about broken arm. And then we have a bee sting. Bee, it gives us honey. And when it stings, you feel bad. So we say a bee sting. Alright guys? Now let's move on to next chapter. Let's go to expressing sicknesses and feelings. When you're sick, you look pale, like you don't look good. You do not have the same color as always. You feel terrible. How can we express that? Now look with me, everyone. Give me a second. Now, automatically, when we want to express such feelings, we use three verbs. We use to be, to feel, and to have. Okay? Look at me. Here. I am sick. I am is the verb to be. I am your body, is your ears, and so on. I feel bad. For high level, say, I feel under the weather. Okay. Next one. I feel down. I feel tired, exhausted. Tired means exhausted. Just tired, we say very exhausted, so exhausted. Very tired, so tired. But we never say so exhausted, very exhausted. We might say absolutely exhausted. Now, I have a flu. I have a cold. I have, remember? Vertigo. Good. I'm sorry, it is not apostrophe here. I am not feeling well, which means I don't feel well, okay? When someone is sick, talking to you, you want to sympathize with him or with her. What do we say? Oh, I'm sorry for you. Sorry to hear that. Oh, no. You should give that person advice. A what? Advices? No. We never say advices. Look. We say an advice. This is, of course, talking about a noun. Singular. Noun, singular. What is the plural form? It's not advices. What do we say? Pieces of advice. Pieces of advice. Now, here, as I told you, advice is a noun. But what is a verb? Verb. We say to advise. Example. Oh, I'm sick. Please, can I give you an advice? Yes, of course. I can advise you. Give me an advice. I can advise you. Clear? Now let's move on. So, as you can see here, there are 5 ways to give advice. The most famous one. We say, I think you should. You should. You ought to. You ought to. You'd better. You'd better. You'd better. And the last one is I advise with S. I advise you to da 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 da. So let's use these 4 or 5 expressions in a context. Okay? Remember, you should, you ought to, you need to, you'd better, and I advise you. Let's move on. Okay. Look at this little poor boy. He's suffering from something. Let's read. Hello, dear friends. I am 15 years old. I am a sad, overweight. We never say fat. I am a sad, overweight boy, as you can see. I feel tired all the time. I really don't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. I need your advice. Can you help me, please? Not me, him. Okay. Now, how can we give that person an advice? Using the 5 expressions I just mentioned before. Okay. Automatically, what can we tell him? To see a nutritionist. Nutritionist is a doctor whose specialty is to give you advice, what to do, what to eat, how to eat, and so on. What else? To exercise. Okay. To go to the gym. To what? Go jogging. Eat less. To have 3 balanced meals. What else? What do you think? What do you think we should advise our little boy? Let's find out. Let's see. Hello, dear friend. Well, you really should go on a strict diet ASAP. ASAP means as soon as possible. ASAP. A for us, S for soon, A for us, and P for possible. ASAP. As soon as possible. What does it mean to go on a strict diet? To go on a diet, which means to eat healthy food. Okay? Balanced, healthy, diverse food, which means varied food. Okay, 3 balanced meals, which means our boy doesn't have to eat every single time he feels hungry. All what he has to do is to have 3 balanced meals. Breakfast on time, lunch and dinner. No brunch, no eating between meals whenever you feel hungry. Good? Now, meals a day with healthy food will help you a lot lose some weight. You lose weight. Good? Because if you keep waiting between times, you gotta put on some weight. Put on weight, lose weight. Put on weight, lose weight. Next one, you need to, or you should, or you ought to, what? Exercise regularly, which means, no, when I will exercise first time, I feel good, and then I'm gonna lose weight, and then I'm gonna stop exercising. No, you have to keep exercising regularly. Next one, you'd better, remember expression, you'd better take the medicine prescribed by the doctor. Whose doctor? The nutritionist. Nutritionist. If it's hard to pronounce, syllabify. Nutritionist. Clear? Nutritionist. Now, what's it? Oh, sorry. Fine. You'd better take the medicine prescribed by the doctor. Let's say fast. You'd better take the medicine prescribed by the doctor. What does it mean, prescribed? Which means you go see a doctor, he checks you up, or she checks you up, and then she gives you prescription. Where medicine is prescribed, you go to the drugstore or pharmacy to give you medicine so you can take. And the last one, I advise you. I didn't write you ought to, it's the same. You ought to drink, I advise you to drink. You'd better drink, you should drink, you need to drink. So they all fit in the same sentence with different ways. I advise you to drink much water. Much water, it's so good to you. But what's here much water? Because much is uncountable. Remember? That's another lesson we might see later. So I advise you to drink much water. Clear? Well, this is it. This is the lesson of today. It's all about health. I hope you enjoyed the lesson by myself, Mohammed bin Zakur. Thank you so much for watching.